In this video, we are going to be learning about another visual model that we can use to divide fractions, and that is the area model. Okay, now the reason why we're doing so many visual models for dividing fractions is because dividing fractions is one of the trickiest, if not the most misunderstood concept in arithmetic. And the reason for that is that it really messes with your head. If we look back at our dividing fractions with bar models, you'll remember that we had the idea of we were trying to make how many 1/3 can we fit into 3/4? And the answer was 2 1/4. But if you think about it, you have these values, and then your answer or your quotient is a bigger number than you started with, yet you're dividing. So that really messes with kids. But the reason for that is that we're saying how many 1/3 can fit into that. So it's 1 1/3, 2 1/3, and then 1/4 of a 1/3. So that's why you end up with a larger number, because you're talking about how many of those fractions. Okay, so I want you to take that idea, and now we're going to apply it to this area model. So we're going to use the same question. How many 1/3 are in 3/4? And we're just going to draw it in another way, and hopefully that will click. All right, so we're going to go ahead and draw a couple boxes to represent our fractional amounts. And for this one, we are going to make little squares that are going to have the same dimension. So we want to know how many 1/3 are in 3/4. So 3/4 is going to be my first one, and I'm going to divide my amount into fourths, and I want 3 of them. So I'm going to color 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And the other one is how many 1/3. So I'm going to now make horizontal lines. Okay. And I want to know how many of those. So what I'm saying is how many of those fit into those. Okay, so in order to determine that, what we're going to do is we are going to make our 3 horizontal sections on this, and we are going to make our 4 vertical sections on that, so we can make a nice comparison. So there we go, and there we go, and then here's our fourths. All right, so how many pieces do I have here now? Well, I have 3 by 4, so I have 12 pieces. How many pieces do I have here now total? Also 12. What I've done here is I have found a common denominator. So common denominator of 12. Okay, so I want to know how many of these fit into there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take for my answer where my quotient is. Okay, and how many blues fit into the yellow? So I'm going to start with the yellow, and I'm going to see that there are in the 1/3, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 12ths. So 4 of the teeny tiny squares make up that 1/3 bar. So if 4 of those, so 1/3 is equivalent to 4 12ths. So every grouping of 1/3 is going to be 4 of these little blocks. So all I have to do is count out 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's 1 1/3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is 2 1/3. And then 1 left over. And that is 1 square out of 4. So here we have 1, 2, and then 1 out of 4. So the answer is going to be 2 1/4. Okay, and let's rewrite these fractions below. So my number model is going to be 3/4 divided by 1/3 is equal to 2 1/4.